So Paul, then you must be delighted through to the next round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, a week later than I was hoping, but he said today, Andrew, to be honest, there was a job to be done, and that was to secure the win, and that's what we've done. I think, as Megan has said, our attention now, to be perfectly honest, turns back to the league on Wednesday before the next round of the Cup, which again is another away tie.
Coming away from home to a team in your division, but one that you haven't yet played yet, did that add a sort of level of uncertainty to it? And do you think your start to the league season sort of defined how Denham set up against you today?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'd say that the pitch was quite a leveller today. I suspect there's quite a number of teams that will say that when they come here. I mean, although we've had some rain, it was very hard, very bumpy, and it was quite a challenge for the ladies. But I think your second question there regarding how Denham set up, absolutely. They've been seen that we've been on averaging sort of 4 or 5 goals a game, and frankly in that first half they sat in, didn't press us, waited for us to come onto them, and did it actually very well, and to an extent frustrated us a little bit in that first half, to the point where we then started to force it and try and push long balls, and we just lacked a little bit of patience, a little bit of creativity, which was really what we talked about half time, with a view that we needed to do something a little bit different in that second half, be more patient, be a little bit more creative, and try and craft stuff a little bit better in that final third and that second half, which actually I think we did.
And yet, of course, the second goal, which essentially was probably the crucial one, although Denham did have their best spells, came from a very direct route, from a corner and a big header and into the back of the net. So that gave you a big lift.
Yeah, no, I mean it was one of those moments in the game where, as the sort of coaching team on the line, you're pleased that second goal has gone in, because there's always a chance at 1-0 that something unfortunate could happen. We'd had a succession of corners, so it was pleasing. For one of the, we've got a number of tall players in the squad who can head the ball, for one of those players to get on the end of it. What was an excellent corner just under the bar in the 6-yard area, and tucked away nicely by Kamina.
And although you're saying that you're not focused on anything but the next game, obviously that's what managers say, but you do have a third qualifying round tie next Saturday against Chesham, of a similar standard, if you like, in terms of the league level.
Yeah.
What do you know about them? What are you expecting? And how do you obviously focus now on 2 games in the space of a few days?
Well, the way we do that is first of all focused on the league, because that is absolutely, Andrew, our priority. There is no question of where our priorities sit this year. So securing 3 points against a good Actonian side is our priority for Wednesday, and that's what we'll be preparing for and planning for now. So I'm expecting a competitive game on Wednesday, but one hopefully we'll be ready for, and we can have the intensity that we did in the Wimbledon game, with a bit of a crowd behind us. Then hopefully we can come out the right end of that. The game, the Chesham United, what do we know about them? If I'm perfectly honest, not a great deal. Only that their league form so far this season has been a little bit patchy. They've had a couple of wins, they've had a couple of defeats. They were beaten earlier in the season I think it was in the FA Women's National League Cup by Enfield. So if I'm absolutely honest, it's a game that I think we feel as a squad, although it's away at their ground, they will be very competitive as a game. Certainly we feel confident that we can go in and hopefully progress further.
You obviously develop relationships as you go along in this job as well. Will you be speaking to anybody at Enfield about Cheshire?
I certainly will do. We know a few of I've got some good relationships obviously with managers in that West Division as well. So hopefully we can pick up a little bit of intelligence on them, and have a look, scan a little bit more around any footage that's around, and obviously prepare accordingly. But certainly our aim this season is to have a cup run. That would be great. So yeah, next Sunday there's a job to be done as well, which is to get through the next round.
And obviously, final question: the cup run cup run will be good for the team, but obviously it benefits the club in terms of finances.
Yeah.
Just give us a very brief picture at the moment of how the club as a whole, from the reserve team down through the youth levels, is stacking up, because there's some really good work going on at the moment.
Oh, and I've said this on previous interviews, Andrew. It's a super time to be around the Crawley Wasps club. I mean, the first team, as we know it, are flying high at the moment, and with a great squad. The consequence of that is we've got a super reserve squad that's at the moment sitting at the top of their league. They won their game, as I understand it, their league game, so that's boding well. Our aim is really for our reserve side next season to be in the FA Women's National Reserve League. So that's a big goal again for us as a club, to get a reserve squad ready and capable to make that transition with some good quality youngsters in that side, which then brings me on to our under-18 squad again, which is really exciting for us. Albeit a very small league that they've got the under-18 level this year, but we see a number of those players when the opportunities arise making progress into the reserves, and I hope and I'm expecting that a number of those players will also feature in our FA Women's National Reserve side next season as well.